Summer in Japan isn't just about hotter weather. Every year, homes begin to transform, bamboo blinds appear on balconies, cooling bedding replaces winter quilts, and gardens fill with summer vegetables. Even the types of food we eat becomes lighter and colder. But there's one tradition that really surprised me. Every summer, lots of people across Japan take part in a centuries old purification ritual, leaving behind the first half of the year and hoping for good health in the months ahead. So today I'm getting my Japanese home ready for summer. I'll be planting my garden, hanging a new sudare, making one of Japan's favorite summer dishes, and creating a cool space for Millie, and taking part in this beautiful tradition that's been celebrated for years. So let's get started. It was Friday afternoon and I'd just finished work for the week when one of my students mentioned a special tradition taking place at a local shrine. I'm here at Wakayama Shrine. At the end of June, people all over Japan visit Shinto shrines to take part in something called Nagoshi no Harae, a summer purification ritual that has been practiced for centuries. It's a chance to symbolically leave behind any worries, mistakes, or bad luck from the first half of the year and pray for good health and a fresh start for the months ahead. Many shrines set up a large ring woven from reeds. It's called a chinowa, which visitors walk through in a special figure-of-8 pattern as part of the ritual. All the time I've lived in Japan, I'd actually never heard of this before, and I thought it was a perfect way to welcome in summer. I asked the temple priest if it was okay to film, and he said yes. So I wonder if it works if we do it together. So I'm going to film myself doing it, and you can imagine, because you're not here, that you're also coming through and doing the ritual with me. And just like that, we're all purified for summer with our Nagoshi no Harae, and we did it together. You're supposed to then go and pay your respects, so go and pray at the altar. And I didn't film there because there were some people praying there. It really seems like the perfect way to welcome in summer. We've had quite mild temperatures for June, and right now we're coming into July, and really it's a really comfortable temperature, not hot at all. But the forecast is not looking good for next week. So at this time of filming, next week we're due to hit top temperatures of around 30 degrees. So for Friday afternoon, I've decided to hit the shops a little bit and pick up a couple of things. I did get distracted. They have their displays out the front that change all the time depending on the season, and they've got all their summer gear out, and these are arm bands, so arm covers for the sun, and they're all made of this light material. This is a face cover, and I've seen a few people wearing these, and I thought they were quite interesting, I guess, to protect you from sunburn. Now, I really am interested in getting a different cooling mat for my bed, and I also want a new cooling pillow slip as well. So I'm picking up a couple of those, and I have one sudare. Sudare is the bamboo blind, but I need another one to put in front of my kitchen window. So I'm just picking that up, and I get so distracted because I see they have all their new plants out now, and there was this gorgeous little fig, and I thought, oh, I really like figs, and it just sort of fell into my trolley along with a red papaya tree, but I feel like, you can never have enough plants in your garden. It really does keep the place cool as well. It is Saturday morning now. I'm so happy to have a day off. Work has been a little bit hectic this week, and I have been ignoring this front garden, mainly because we've had so much rain. We've had a rainy season like you wouldn't believe, a couple of typhoons, and I've got a couple of more typhoons coming our way as well. So now is the chance to get into the garden. My hydrangea has finished. Those beautiful purple flowers are now just about to die, and I want to get them off the little tree now before it's too bad, and pull out those weeds because we had all that rain. The weeds are easy to pull. Look at the size of this cucumber. My cucumbers are almost at the end of their life, but I saw this one hiding. I probably let that one go a little bit too long. And while I'm outside, I'm just pruning my lemon tree, which I hope it brings me fruit this year. I'm trying a couple of new plants this year, so we'll see how successful or unsuccessful I am in a few months. I'm really excited to plant edamame or soybeans for the first time. In spring is usually when I start thinking about spending more time outside, and during this time the garden suddenly comes to life and everything grows incredibly quickly, and I find myself eating a lot more seasonal food from what's growing right here at home. Later I'm going to show you one of those recipes. I find gardening is really satisfying, and for me there's nothing better than walking outside and being able to pick ingredients just before dinner. For those really scorching days, I've got this new misting machine, and I heard they really work to keep your garden alive. Now, after making that impulse purchase of my fig, I found out that they can grow really large and they can have invasive roots. So it was recommended that if you have a small plot like me, you're better off keeping it in a pot and just keep it pruned down, and it will still fruit just as normal. So I'm definitely going to do that. I don't need anything invasive in my little tiny garden. Now, this is the new sudare that I bought, and I'm putting it up against the back wall. Now, what this is going to do, this part of my house gets sun all day. It's just going to stop the sun belting into my kitchen window and also provide a little bit of privacy. The sudare I already had is for my upstairs balcony, and once again, this is the back of the house. It gets sun all day round, and it's a great place to hang your washing, but it is just too hot. So the sudare lets the wind flow in, so you still get all the nice breeze, but it cuts out the sun hitting your window, which just keeps it just that little bit cooler. Having distance from your window also helps. This time of year, you see everyone putting them up on their windows. Every time I see this koi cushion, it makes me smile knowing that some of you have the same one in your own house. It makes this community so special. Every summer I swap this onto my bed. It's called a cooling pad. Unlike a mattress protector, you actually sleep directly on top of it. The fabric's designed to feel cool against your skin, which makes a huge difference in Japan's hot, humid nights. And you can also get them for your pillow slip, and I have to say it makes a huge difference. And because it is quite warm at night, I'm just sleeping with a light sheet, and that's all I really need. At the moment, I've just got the windows open. Now, Millie also has a cooling pad. They make them for pets as well, and this is her. I just captured her on my mobile phone. She sleeps right next to me on her cooling pad. It's like she knows exactly what to do. She's such a clever pussycat. It's too hot for her to sleep up in the bed with me, and she knows that. After a busy morning getting the house ready for summer, I've worked up an appetite, so it's time to show you my favorite Japanese summer dish. It's called hiyashi chuka, which is also known as cold ramen, I guess. So basically what we're going to do is get some fresh noodles and a little bit of ginger. We're going to make our own sauce and a few sort of summer vegetables. Now I'm using kanto, which is monk fruit sugar. So I'm avoiding sugar at the moment, but it's still a sweetener. A little bit of sesame oil, vinegar, soy sauce, and chicken broth. But the first thing I want to do is fry up an egg because we need to cool it down because this dish is basically eaten completely cold. For the sauce, really easy. Just make your own make your own amounts, but ginger, sugar, a little bit of vinegar, soy sauce, and a bit of chicken broth and some water. It should taste sweet and sour, which is the perfect combo for like a salad dressing. Quickly boil the noodles. These ones only take 2 minutes, and then I put them in a bowl of ice cubes to cool right down. Apparently, it was created in Japan, maybe in the city of Sendai, and it was from a local restaurant that wanted to serve something refreshing for customers during the hot summer months. And everyone loves ramen here, but instead of serving a hot bowl of ramen, they came up with this cooler, more colorful dish which has this light soy and vinegar dressing. And apparently it was such a big hit that as soon as summer arrives, you start seeing signs outside restaurants saying they have hiyashi chuka. I like it because it's quite healthy with lots of protein. I'm using tofu and chicken, but usually people use sliced ham. But I'm really liking the extra protein of the chicken and the tofu. It's become one of my favorite traditions of the season. It's light, refreshing, and on a hot, humid day like today, it's exactly what I feel like eating. Because it's Saturday, I really don't feel like doing much this afternoon, so I'm having a go at a little model. It's the model of Astro Boy, and there's 1,001 pieces, and it's taking me days and days to get through this. But I'm actually sort of housebound at the moment because I'm waiting for a delivery for Millie. I've ordered her something very special. I procrastinated a long while, but you're about to find out what it is. With the renovations came the removal of Millie's cat wall, which she absolutely loves. She loves sitting up high and looking down on me as she does. When the weather is either hot or too cold and I need the air conditioners on, I usually have to keep the door shut, so she likes to be able to sit and look out the window at the outside. So I've been searching and searching for the best solution to replace the cat wall, because now that the wall's gone, I've got nothing to put like climbing objects up there for her. And online I found this cat tower which goes all the way up to the ceiling. So I'm going to have a go and see how it works and see if she likes it. And it's so funny, she's just going to sit there and watch me put it together like she's Queen Sheba. One thing I have noticed since moving into this house is that I pay much more attention to the seasons than I ever used to do in Australia. Like, it feels like every few months there's something I need to do. So the garden changes and the house changes. And even Millie, she has her favorite like summer and winter spots. So it's made me realize that home isn't something you finish. It's something that you keep caring for as each new season comes around. I didn't have my camera quite ready because Millie suddenly started climbing it. I literally put the last screw in and got it fixed up onto the ceiling, and she was on there. So she was quietly watching me thinking, as soon as she walks away, I'm going to get up on that. So she's obviously missed her cat wall so much and being able to climb. She's never had a clear bowl before, so she was a little bit frightened about falling through that. I guess, you know, she could see the bottom. So I had to put her little toy in there and let her know that it was a solid surface and she wasn't going to fall through. It did take her a little bit of getting used to the top one. She seems to like the platform that's just below that one. The good thing with this cat tower is I can move the positions around. So depending on where she's sitting and what she's wanting to look at, I can rotate the platforms that, you know, best look out the window or, you know, best cater to her. For now, she's going to rub her scent all over it so that we know it's definitely hers. It's currently pouring down with rain. We've had so much rain this rainy season, and that's probably why it's keeping the temperatures down a bit lower at the moment. For the rest of the afternoon, I just shut myself inside the house and started watching videos about gardening and cooking. But by the end of the day, I felt like I'd managed to tick a few things off my summer to-do list. The house is starting to feel more ready for the hot weather coming, and Millie is happy with her new spot on the cat tree, and all that was left to do was put my feet up and enjoy a quiet evening. But tomorrow, I have a few more jobs on my list that I need to tackle. And it's really important because I haven't turned any air conditioners on yet this summer, but I know I'm going to need to. So today it is now Sunday and I need to do something about this wide opening. And many of you wrote to me in the comments and said, what are you going to do about your heating and cooling? Well, I have a plan. So this is a specially designed thermal curtain. It looks ordinary, but it's made of a special material that still lets the light in, but it keeps the heat or the cool air from the air conditioner inside the room for longer. So with electricity prices, it's a simple way to stay more comfortable without having the air conditioner work so hard. It's also important to me to still get all the light in from the front entrance, and I don't want it to block my lovely Kumiko window. So this blind actually folds up really flat against the wall, and you'll see like it doesn't really stand out. It blends quite well with the room and it doesn't look too ugly. It's more a practical feature of the house because you can't just have this whole opening. And I need Millie to be able to walk in and out, whereas the other doors, it didn't work. I'd always have to keep the door cracked so Millie could come in and out. But this works really well, and it's not perfect, but it's going to solve the problem. I am having to change my walking routine. I'm having to go walking a lot earlier, and right now all of the rice fields have been planted, so it's nice to walk around the local neighborhood. And I wanted to let you know, Postcard Club, I am just about to start writing my next lot of postcards. Thank you to everyone who's writing to me as well. I love it so much. It really makes me, I don't know, just so happy to connect with you in this way. I love reading your postcards, and every time they arrive, I just spend like happy moments reading your postcards and looking at all the cute things that you send me. The next postcard is from this little summer weekend in Japan. And I always think of the Postcard Club as a small, fun way to send a piece of Japan into the world. Anyone is welcome to join, so if you ever feel like joining us, the link is always there. And if not, that's completely fine too. I just love that these little cards end up traveling much further than I do. And these are the next lot of stamps. Another benefit of walking early in the morning is that the ground isn't so hot, so Millie can get out of her pram and just walk alongside of me, although she refused to move when she saw this bird. She's a little bit stubborn, so I just let her decide what she wants to do. But finally she decided it was time to walk home, so off we went again on our merry way. Thank you for spending another weekend with us. I hope wherever you are in the world, you're finding little ways to enjoy the season you're in. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.